Real estate agents, did your move-up buyer all of a sudden tell you that they are now in their forever home? If that has happened to you, this is the video that you need to watch. All right, real estate agents, you're probably gonna be experiencing this situation more and more right now. This is a situation where a move-up buyer all of a sudden tells you that they are not ready to move, they're comfortable, they're gonna stay put, and that they think they're in their forever home, right? And it might be puzzling to you, right? Because you're like, wait a second, this is a family with one kid in a 2-bedroom condo or a 3-bedroom townhouse or whatever it is, and they've got another baby on the way, and they're clearly gonna be bursting at the seams. How can they say they're in their forever home right now, right? How did that happen? Well, a lot of buyers right now, move-up buyers, are putting their search on hold, and they're now saying to themselves that they're in their forever home, and why? Well, it's because they bought at an interest rate of 2.5% or 3.5%. Now the rates are 6.5%, right? So a lot of buyers are like, you know what? We're in our forever home. We like this interest rate. I've heard about this situation coming up more and more, and it's an interesting time to say the least, right? Because that's one less buyer in the market, but that's also one less seller. So you're seeing, inventory constrained at the same time. There's less, that buyer is no longer in the buyer pool. So what do you do in this type of situation? Well, I would invite you to consider having a conversation with them about turning their forever home into a forever investment home, right? What would it look like for them if instead of selling that house to buy their next, they figured out a solution? And it may take longer, right? They may have to save it for a down payment or go out and increase their income somehow. But a lot of them, when they bought that house, it probably wouldn't have penciled as a rental. But over the last 2-3 years, we've seen rents have double-digit increases, even 20% year-over-year increases. There's some homes that are in my portfolio that we bought 2.5 years ago, and the rent's up 50-60%. All right, so what would happen to that buyer if their forever home became a forever rental home? A lot of them probably would cash flow a lot more than they ever thought, right? Because they're locked in at a low rate. They bought it when rental rates weren't that low, and there's a lot of single family homes out there that could cash flow several hundred, even several $1,000s a month, and depending on where they bought and the market and their rate and all that. So their rental situation might be really, 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 really good. So what would happen to this buyer now if all of a sudden that home was making them cash, right? A certain amount per month. They were able to go out and buy another home. So what would happen to that buyer if instead of sitting tight, they put their home on, up for rent, and they made $500, $1,000, even more per month, and then use that to go buy the bigger home that fits their needs better, fits their family better, fits their lifestyle better, fits their dreams better? Okay, I would invite you to have that conversation with your buyers. They're gonna have a lot of advantages, by the way, of getting into a bigger house. They're buying at a time when, they don't have to be as aggressive with the offers. A year ago, they'd have to offer over ask. Now they can probably negotiate a little or get points to buy their rate down. So, invite them to do an analysis at least on how much cash flow they would make, what kind of down payment it would take to get their next place if they didn't tap the equity of this house, and, go look at that dream home that fits their lifestyle better. In a lot of cases, they're gonna get a better deal. They're gonna get a bigger tax write-off. Their current home becomes 100% write-off now, so there's tons of benefits there. And a lot of people might still be able to buy if their forever home becomes their forever investment home. Hit the subscribe button for more videos like this, and I'll see you next time.